Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to this 3 looks 1 palette video with the Adept Minka palette. I'm currently wearing look number 3 and I just filmed all the 3 looks and I just wanted to film a short introduction, show you what this beautiful palette looks like. I'll swap in or I'll insert some swatches right here. I see we have a nice golden light, golden hour light coming in, which means that I guess I'm pushing it. Time-wise, I say something different in this video, but I guess it's not true. These are the beautiful shades. I used almost all of them, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this 3 looks 1 palette. It's not really a review because my love for this palette comes through every second of the video, but I do hope you enjoy the video and yeah, subscribe if you like it. My name is Cecile, I live in the Netherlands. I upload videos on drugstore, luxury, high-end, indie makeup, everything in between. Just everything that I feel like is fun and cute and pretty. That's also important, right? So yeah, I like doing these kinds of looks and hopefully I'll see you again. So let's get right into look number 1. So let's get right into the first look. I am actually going somewhere today, but I don't mind there to be a bit of sparkle, but I don't want it to be too over the top up to the brow, you know what I'm saying. So I think I'm going to make it a little bit more neutral today, but I am wearing my blue earrings, my galaxy hair accessories, my Sailor Moon sweater. So I feel like I should do something with the shade Luna. Don't you agree? So I'm probably going to do more of a cool toned look, but more in a traditional way, you know, mattes in the crease, shimmers on the lid, something like that. And we'll get more experimental over the weekend. So I have been enjoying some of Makeup Revolution's eye bases recently, but for my first time trying this palette, I feel like I should pick out an old reliable, which is the I Love Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base from Essence. And also because I'm going somewhere tonight, I feel like it's probably smart to choose something that I know does not make my eyeshadows crease usually. Alright, let's hop into it. I'm going to start very traditionally and I'm going to put this lilac shade, which is very pretty. It's called Toya. I'm going to put it all in my crease, a little bit higher than my crease, with this freshly cleaned fluffy brush from Essence. Beautiful, very light shade. It's deep enough for me to function as more of a transition, but it's nice and different from the other purple. Maybe it's good that I come a little bit closer for these types of videos, right? I'm also taking this on the same brush, putting it underneath my eyes. And I don't really mind it going very low. I think after applying concealer, I'll take a little bit more of this and really smoke it out. Because that's what you can do with this type of really light matte shade. Oh, it's snowing again. Alright, so let's start deeping things up. So I'm going into Maria, which is the deep purple. And I'm taking this very weird, sharp, flat-topped brush. Alright, that's nice pigmentation. It's not too much that it flies everywhere, but it does immediately pack a punch. I'd say this matte formula, it's a little bit more dry, but there's no fallout at all. And the pigment is there. And I'm of course not sure how many shades, but these 2 shades build perfectly on top of each other. So I'm quite content with this matte formula. This brush is from Kiko, by the way. I don't think I recommend it. It's pretty stiff. So now I'm taking the pointy side of the flat top, so I can also intensify the lower lash line. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty typical look for me. Alright, now I'm going back with my original brush, no product added. Oh, it's really falling down. Yes, I can get a very smooth blend. And this is just an essence brush. It's a synthetic brush as well. I think that says something about the quality of this eyeshadow. It's really nice. I really like it. I thought I was going to love the shimmers way more, but honestly, just like this, looks pretty good. All right. Having said that, we are going to jump into some shimmers now. And I would love to test out for you how well these shimmers stay on the lid without any primer. And I will test that, maybe in the next look. But since I am going somewhere today and it is already snowing and I've been rained on my bicycle 7 times this week already, I think I'm going to use an eyeshadow primer. Or a glitter glue, I mean. All right, great. I keep not finding things. So this is my NYX glitter primer. It's a little bit different from a glitter glue, but it does sort of perform the same, or sort of fulfill the same purpose. So I'm putting this mainly on the lids, but also in the inner corners and also a little bit underneath the eye. Because I like to put shimmer on all of those places. Of course, I always take way too much. All right, so I already have my small flat, what is this, packing brush from Too Faced. Oh, they're also sparkly. I mean, I haven't done swatches yet. You've probably seen them already, but yeah, let's do what I said. I'm going into Luna. All right, soft. Ooh, a large flake came off. So they're a little bit more difficult to pick up because, as you can see, they sort of slide around in the pan. I'm sure this would work a lot better with my finger, but I want the precision because I'm going to use multiple shimmery shades and, well, I don't want it to get too high either. This is so pretty. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm going to blend it out, but... Alright, so I picked up a large chunk this time. See, it does spread out on the lid to be really smooth. It's just that on these little bit more stiff, slippery brushes, it's a little bit more difficult. And you can really pack them on for that wet metallic effect. But I can see that when I slowly start to blend them out at the top, they're a little bit more sparkly without a lot of base. So that's nice. All right, that's really pretty. I'm just wiping off that brush on my hand and I'm going into Minka, which is sort of a diamond colored shade. I think it's a very pale silver. It has the same sort of structure, just taking off a bit of that flake again, because I want to put this on the more inner part of my lid and also in my inner corner. I watched Karen Harris' overview of all the palettes that came out in 2022, and she ranked this palette really high, and she said that if she were to get married again, this would probably be the palette that she'd use, and I get it. I mean, look at how sparkly and angelic this is. So don't worry, I'll blend it out a little bit more. But now I want something for that little inner part underneath my eyes. And I think I want, I don't know, I'm too tempted. I want to do one of these. So I'm going to do this one, which is Selena, which is apparently one of the multi-chromes. This is definitely a different type of formula. It's a lot thinner and also a little bit more sticky, if that is the right word. So I'm not sure if you can see any shifts. I put it right over there. I see a little bit of a shift from gold to purple. And I see a green shift on my brush. And I know this is just a very small area, but I wanted to do something fun there. So finally, I'm taking my pencil brush and I'm going into Minka again, because I do believe this is the lightest shade in the palette. And I'm just popping that in my inner corner as well. Alright, now let's blend it out. I'm just going back with the original brush. I don't care if there's a little bit of lavender left. I actually like the way that would blend out. So yeah, I got a little bit of fallout from that, those more sparkly shades, but I really love this. Yeah, alright. That was a very good first experience. So let me finish everything up. I'm going to do a quick concealer review in between, and then I'll show you the finished look in just a second. So I'm back. I just finished up my concealer review, and now I did a full face, and I'm back to show you what I think is a beautiful eyeshadow look. I really like it with my earrings, my accessories, my sweater, like I said. So I used the, what are these called? The Beetlejuice lashes from Makeup Revolution. They're actually one of my favorite pairs of lashes. They have these longer spikes, but they're not too dramatic. I just think they're very fun, very fun. And I used my NYX lip oil because I love it. So yeah, this is a beautiful sparkly look. The snow is coming down a lot, so the lighting is getting worse and worse, but that makes the sparkle come out more and more. So what first was a very thick layer of pure metallic is now starting to become a starry night sky. So I'm loving it. I hope you're loving it too, and I'll see you tomorrow for look number 2. Hello, welcome for look number 2. I think today we're going to do an all shimmer look. So I picked up my Lock Grip eyeshadow primer by Makeup Revolution. I only tried this once, but now I've seen what the eyeshadows look like with my regular primer. So I feel like it's safe to use this one now. I'm going to use it as an all-over primer, not just as a glitter primer. But since we are doing an all shimmer look, it's basically the same thing. So I'm putting this all over my eyelids, inner corners, underneath. This is just a see-through primer, so I'm being pretty rough with it. And then I'm just smearing it out with my finger. This is a very weird primer. I'm honestly not really sure if it's actually gripping. It just feels very slippery and almost oily. But it does dry down. I feel like this is supposed to be a dupe for that Milk Makeup under eye and eye primer, but I'm not completely sure. But we're going to see how it works. The Essence primer worked very well, so if this works less good than yesterday, then we know what the reason is. Also, I'm going to try and do a bigger part of this look with my fingers because it was a little bit tricky to pick up all the shades. Yeah, what do I want to do? This is just such a beautiful palette. Okay, all shimmer looks are usually pretty quick, so maybe I'll turn this into a 5 looks 1 palette video. So I'm first going into Ava, which is this beautiful, oh, I don't know if the others felt the same, but this feels amazing to pick up. It feels so dense and thick, and there's a little bit of roughness in it, but it's so sparkly. It's amazing. I'm going to put this from, well, sort of in the center outwards to my lid. Oh yeah, I'm convinced that these shadows work best with your finger. Or it's just that this shadow is insanely sparkly. I can't help myself. I'm putting it on a way bigger surface. Because this is just so pretty. It sparkles so much. And this shade is actually a little bit different than what I was expecting. There's a bit of a taupey undertone in it. I thought it was mostly gray, but it's almost like it's a gray base with golden sparkles, which would make it look a little bit more brown gray. I'm just using my same finger to blend the whole thing out. And just like what happened yesterday, I feel like when you blend it out, the sparkles become even more visible and a little bit of that base disappears. So they blend perfectly into nothingness as well. All right, this is beautiful. It's way out of control. But that's what you get when you work with your fingers. So maybe I should work with my pinky next time. But we got a nice base down now. And I was thinking about using Maya, and I think I still will, this one. I think it may actually be even a little bit lighter than Minka. It seems to have more of a pinky undertone. I didn't want to do this until a little bit later, but I think I may need to swatch a couple just to see how light or dark they actually are. So these are the 3 shades that I feel like are lightest. The middle one is Maya. The pinky one is Minka. And the one on my middle finger is Layla. This one is Emma. It's a little bit deeper, but I wanted to get the full picture. So I feel like all of these would work, but the one on my pinky would work best. But that's the one I used yesterday. So I think we're going to make it a little bit more gold today. I wasn't expecting it. I was actually going for another very cool toned look. But here we are. I want to use as many shades as possible. So we're going into the cool tones, the warm tones. So I'm taking another one of these flat brushes and I'm going into Layla. I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And I'm sort of blending it out very intensely on the upper side so I get a diagonal movement. And this is not that much lighter than the other shade, but it does have much more of a golden shift. I feel like it complements the golden shimmers in the other shade. And I'm also putting that in my inner corner. I feel like there's no real inner corner shade in this palette. At least not for my skin tone. I mean, this is beautiful and I'll probably add a little bit of a highlight later. But just saying that all these shades are light, but not extremely light. Using the same brush to blend way into my, well, what's that called? My little underbrow area. So I feel like there's a nice blend now from the gold to the taupe. I almost wish there was an even darker shade as well, so I could deepen up the outer corner. Of course, I could use the matte purple for that, but I want to see if I can get away from doing that. So I'm just cleaning off this brush on my hand, as I usually do, because now I need something on the lower lash line. So this is that other multi-chrome, the other one than we used yesterday. Or we have Cora and Nora. Yeah, I feel like the very gold one, Nora, is going to work. That's this one. It almost looks orange in the viewfinder, or it's not really a viewfinder, it's just my phone screen. So I'm picking that up on the point of my flat shader brush and I'm going to put this all over the lower lash line. We're just going for the gold. And this is definitely a bit of a green gold, but I think it's very pretty with the taupey shade. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, this is going to look even better with something, maybe a black liquid liner and then some fierce lashes, but I mean, the sparkle is just so pretty. I think usually I would just put the upper shades on my lower lash line as well, and I think that would maybe look even prettier. But I wanted to use as many shades as possible, so I used 3 and I got this. I'm going to add this liquid liner. This is the Pow liquid liner from Makeup Revolution. I'm currently in the middle of testing out a couple of Makeup Revolution products, so that's why there are a lot of those in here. Oh, this is that weird one that you have to press and then leave sitting for a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to wait for that off camera. I'll do some liner, lashes, of course, the rest of my face makeup, and I'll show you the finished look in just a second. Alright, I'm back. I did part 2 of my concealer review and I did a full face, and this is what the eyeshadow is looking like. I knew it would come together once I added the lashes, the liner, and the full face of makeup, and I feel like I just look so glam and I kind of feel pretty in this look. I mean, look at that sparkle. So I used for lashes, I used the Minnie Mouse lashes from Makeup Revolution. They're a little bit longer and I had to get used to them, but I do think they're very pretty with this look. I used the black liquid liner, black eyeliner on the top waterline, and then I used the nude liner in my bottom waterline because I just felt like it would open up the eyes a little bit more. I used black mascara. I used my NARS Orgasm on the Beach cheek palette with the Orgasm shade, which I think just works beautifully, with the peach highlight from the Dior highlighting quad. That was a mouthful. Then I used my Max Factor lipstick in Simply Nude together with this gloss from Glamlight X Barbie. Those are on my lips. Yeah, I used my Chanel bronzer, and the rest you already know. So I hope you enjoyed this look. Take another look. I really like this. I liked yesterday's look as well, but I do think the finger application really made the shadows look even prettier. So I'm very much looking forward to doing a third look. I'll see you then. Hi, and welcome to look number 3. Yeah, I'm wearing my pretty earrings again, and this is the vibe we're going for today because we're going multi-chrome. I feel like it's high time. So I primed my eyes using the Revolution Prime and Lock Longwear eyeshadow primer. I'm currently testing this one out. I feel like it's very similar to my Essence primer, which I really like. I did try this palette out again yesterday, so this is technically my 4th time using it. And I did try it with that eyeshadow primer, so I didn't experience any issues or anything. Let me get close again. So I'm just taking a blending brush, a bigger one, with the shade Toya, which is that light purple. And I'm going to put that in a little circle all around my eye. I haven't done a halo eye in a little bit. It's not the most flattering on my eye shape, but I can make them work, I think. So I just put the transition shade all the way through. And yesterday I did try this palette out in combination with a couple of my, or actually just one of my Lethal singles. And I used that one as an inner corner shade, a light green to gold. And it worked out really well. I think that was my favorite look so far. So I think that even though there are a couple of light shimmers in here, there's definitely, for me, for my skin tone, missing an inner corner shade. But that's easily fixed with other stuff. So now I'm taking this flat little fluffy shader brush, which I think is going to be perfect for the inner and outer corner with Maria. And I'm going to make an effort to not have this close up in the middle. I'm just going to give that a try. I usually do connect it. Today we're trying something different. So I've been testing this palette now for a couple of days and I've been loving it so much, and I can't wait to try other palettes of Adept Cosmetics. I'm very interested in the Inspired palette. I hope it restocks a couple of times because I won't be able to purchase it for a little bit longer. But yeah, I hope that does come back into stock every time. And I'll give that a try at some point. So I am going to put a little bit in the inner corner. I mean, that's the proper halo eye, right? And on the lower lash line, I think I'm just going to do the outer corner. I want to keep the absolute inner corner and the little piece under here a little bit lighter. And even though I'm connecting it to the upper lid, I'm going to try to keep the shape a little bit more round. Alright, let's go back with our original brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that lavender. And I'm blending out all the edges. Yeah, that worked out well. So I am going to take my finger and I'll swatch both of the multi-chromes. I think I have a preference for Selena, which is this one. They're not too different. This one has one of my middle finger has a very strong green shift, which I do think is very pretty. And then to more of a rose gold. The other one has more of a purple to blue, but also a little bit of that lighter green. And I just like that one a little bit more. So I'm going to go for Selena. Although, when I look at it like this, there's actually a little bit more sparkle in Linda. What shall we do? What shall we do? I think I already used Selena, right? And I wanted to use as many shades as possible. That is what I said. So I'm going to use Linda. I'm just taking some on my finger. And I'm tapping it all the way up to my brow bone. These multichromes are really smooth. I personally like any type of shade to have a little bit more sparkle, but I can't deny that this looks very smooth on my eyelids. And I'm with another finger, I'm just tapping out the edges. I like it. So now I'm taking this short flat shader brush and I'm going to put a shimmer underneath. And I know I haven't used Cora and Emma yet, those more golden, almost orangey shades, but I feel like with this look, something like Minka or Maya would just be prettier. So I'm going to go with Maya, which is the more pinky toned silver. I'm going to put that right over there. Yeah, that's the little touch that it needed. I tried to put it in my inner corner as well with this brush, but not too high, because then it will cover up the little halo effect that we have. So of course I'll clean everything up, but I think this is going to be the look. Maybe I'll just take my original blender brush, go over that top area. Yeah, I think this is pretty. I think the sparkle on the lower lash line is a very nice little accent. So I'm not going to do anything to disturb the multichrome. I wanted to put a little bit of more of a shimmer in the middle, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish up the look, clean up my under eyes, everything else, and I'll show you the last look. Hi, I'm back. I'm very happy with this look, and I'm also very happy because it's now 5:30 and the sun is still shining outside and it doesn't even look like it's going to get dark anytime soon. It will in about an hour or so, but I'm very content because this means that I can perfectly well start filming at 4:30 and I will get my video done in time. So this is how I finished up the look. I added a lavender eyeliner in my lower waterline and a metallic purple, I don't have it here anymore, from Urban Decay in my top waterline and along my lash line. I used the Essence Lash Like a Boss mascara again, along with some very thin, maybe a little bit too thin, wispy lashes. And I guess it's fine, but I would like there to be just a little bit more drama maybe. And then I just want to mention my lip because it's the Frosted Flakes collaboration with Glamlight, and it's the frosty lip gloss with the nude lip liner, and I always feel so pretty whenever I wear this. So yeah, all the other products are things that I'm currently testing out, so just wait for speed reviews. So let me wrap up this video by saying that I enjoyed all of these looks. I look forward to enjoying doing more looks, and I also enjoy combining this palette with other things. So yeah, it has a lot to offer. I hope you enjoyed these 3 looks. Subscribe if you did like them, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.